This is not the Weight Watchers version.
Yeah.
Happy days there. Dry rub black cured bacon from Whole Foods. I swear the dry rub they put in this is like crack. We'll do it all because bacon is good. Pills are good! Why you have hard-ons when you can make lard-ons? It's really all it is. It's a stupid-ass French colonial term for chunks of bacon. You know, but here's the crazy thing, right?
Yeah.
Take this nice bit of healthy broccolini, and we're gonna saute it in a bunch of bacon, and then I guess since we had the cheese, we might melt some cheese on it. So it's kind of a griddle. No, I don't think we're gonna need all this, so I'm gonna save some. Maybe we'll just saute it up first.
Yeah.
Pick out what I need, and then we're gonna just save it for like little nibbly snacks. So, nibbling on bacon is hot.
Yeah.
You're hungry, right?
Yeah.
Can we eat half this bunch?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can probably always reheat it, but cut off the tip parts. It's good to go. And just see if I can get it all in here. Get a little bit of steam. Too much, just a, it's like blanching it, it's just faster.
Yeah.
But enough to wash it again. Kind of poke it around and move it before it's ready. That's when it's good.
Yeah.
Red canola oil, olive
Yeah.
oil, let use olive oil for sauteing because it burns. And we're going to get some more color, the oven's on, and we'll just let them finish up inside. Till they're 165 degrees, otherwise we'll die. Me and we're all gonna die.
Or as George Carlin said, pass away.
I hope I had an involuntary protein, whatever you call it.
Involuntary protein discharge.
Yeah. I'm like, how many fucking pairs of tongs are you gonna go through? And I'm like, all right. And the person thought we were like,
Everybody makes that mistake at least once.
they'll never do it again though.
Yeah.
See, isn't it already hot? We got the oven in here now.
Yeah. I just wish I had a bigger tripod. Like this one's good.
Didn't say that.
Yeah. I mean, this one's good.
Yeah.
But
like taller, you mean?
Taller.
Is that as tall as it gets?
Yeah, that's as tall as this one gets. There are a few where they've got like an extra little dangly bit down below, and you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The best. And it's like pretty basically non-stick. Plus,
yeah,
it's got all that mass. So like, especially with stuff like this, you put meat in, and if the meat doesn't have a lot of mass,
yeah,
they cool down.
Yeah,
that's why these are so great for cooking. You're searing.
Yeah. One other trick,
which is brining.
I've heard of brining.
So
it's
brining
salt water.
It's usually salt and sugar, and then you can throw in like chopped up parsley and chopped like
basically veg, other seasonings,
veg, spices.
Yeah.
And then so through the process of science.
Yeah.
You know, you can do it for a couple hours. Usually overnight's good.
Yeah.
So what happens is that salt, that brine concentration is higher.
Yeah.
Outside of the cells of the meat.
Yeah.
So everything tries to have equality.
Yeah.
So it does. It sucks in the juice and the seasonings and everything, and they plump up.
Yeah.
So if you overcook them a little bit, they got so much extra moisture than would just naturally.
Yeah.
So it's really good for pork chops.
That's if you do it right.
For this.
Yeah.
We have to like change our chef coats like twice a shift. We take turns going on the walk-in cooler.
Yeah.
So freaking hot. And I first started out on playing with the veg.
Yeah.
And one of them was like this cauliflower.
Oh yeah.
It's really good though.
Yeah.
Dude, I would make. They're like the half pan, so they're about that long that way.
Yeah.
And I'd get cases. They're like 40 pounds a piece of cauliflower.
Yeah.
And cut them in slabs about this big.
Yeah.
I'd go make 4 pounds of clarified butter.
Yeah.
And then I'd toss them in a bowl with some salt, put them on there, and then someone gets an order for one.
Yeah.
And I think they get like it's big, the whole slice. And then there's always the crumbles. We kept those crumbles for other stuff.
Yeah.
They're so good. And then fire them in the salamander. You know what that is? It's basically like a broiler up here, right?
Oh yeah.
You just fire them in there, and or in the ovens if there's room, and they get all caramelized.
Yeah.
Like 3 of these slabs, $16. Like their signature dish was a Chilean sea bass and miso. I have some halibut to do it.
Yeah.
Because Chilean sea bass is like $25 a pound.
Yeah.
Plus it's supposed to be one of those. It's delicious, but it's one of those. If you look at this, ever seen those seafood watch cards?
Oh yeah.
Like things not to eat. That's on the list of very endangered.
Yeah.
But all that shit in the oven and pulling these hot pans out. You watch anybody who works at restaurants?
Oh yeah.
They're always gonna have burn marks all over their forms.
Yeah. Yeah, and like with me, I don't know if you can really tell the difference, but my right thumb there, there's that little mark there.
Yeah.
I burnt the skin off. I was working at McDonald's. I just happened to I don't know what happened, but I touched the top of the grill.
Yeah.
Burnt the skin off.
I like when I was at Fogo de Chao.
Yeah.
One of the things I had to do was make polenta. And it was a vat about this big, and it was like, I don't know how many freaking pounds and a whole bunch of oil and salt.
Yeah.
And it was bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. And then we put it in these plastic sheet pans.
Yeah.
And put them in the cooler, and then they'd solidify. And then we make polenta fries, and we got an order, we'd fry them.
Yeah.
but a couple times I got burned. And it's this molten. It's like basically like fucking napalm.
Yeah.
And I got some on my skin, and you can't like. It's not like just get a hot water.
Yeah.
Oh no, but it's also got.
Once it's there, it's stuck there for a while.
Yeah. Plus, it's got a much higher thermal mass.
Yeah.
So it's water will cool down in a second. This stuff is just like the cast iron pan. It's got more thermal mass. No,
yeah.
These fuckers. They've healed, but.
Yeah.
It's the best one. Where's my coolant? I can't really see this one. I want my fucking air conditioners. Put a lot of peat. Well, because we're gonna be all fancy, right?
Yeah.
And they should be good just on their own.
Yeah.
But I've got different kind of dippies if you want something.
Well, if I need a dip, I'll ask for what they are.
No, I mean, like, you don't have to ask if you need a chew, but I'm talking about dippy sauces.
Right. I think the worst mistake I've ever made was the first time I tried making one of those frozen take and bake pizzas.
Yeah.
And I wound up putting the cardboard in the oven with the pizza.
Oh yeah.
And I was able to catch it before it really did anything, but it did kind of catch on fire for a little bit.
Yeah. My friend John and I, my last year of college.
Yeah.
We moved out together.
Yeah.
We got an apartment.
Yeah.
And we'd go out to the bar and go partying and stuff.
Yeah.
And then come home late. And I mean, I don't know. This probably happened minimal 30% of the time.
Yeah.
We'd throw one of those Totino's party pizzas in there and fall asleep.
I've seen a couple pictures.
Just turn like a black.
Charcoal, pretty much.
Oh, but and then that smell of burnt bread,
yeah.
It's just gnarly. And just fucking. Yeah, the problem with this, I mean, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if we can eat all that. There's a lot of shrinkage that happens.
Yeah. I know a little bit about shrinkage, especially in cold weather.
Yeah. Like, I wasn't a big Seinfeld fan, but I love the one where there was the shrinkage part. It was hilarious.
I've heard a few people talk about the Seinfeld shrinkage thing, but I don't think I've ever seen it. The only things I remember from Seinfeld, granted I didn't really watch a lot of Seinfeld to begin with.
Yeah.
The only thing I really remember from Seinfeld are two things.
What's that?
One is you double dip the chip. Or like one of them wound up dipping, taking a bite, and dipped again.
Yeah.
And then the other one is, what's her name?
Elaine, what's her name, right?
Yeah. Wound up saying, a dingo ate your baby. But of course those were in the ads that they had for it. So.
Happy. Sorry, I could have put some chopped parsley or green onion to make it all pretty, but
Yeah. That's working out a little better than I thought.
And voila, we're done.
I thought that was both salt.
The black one is Hawaiian volcanic sea salt.
Yeah.
And the other one doesn't. The sea salt doesn't have a pour, so you have to just put your fingers in and pinch it.
Right.
All right, dig in, boys. It's so good. It's so warm. I think I've had these before. Sure. And the lemon might take that a little bit better.
Right.
You know, some people are very quirky.
Yeah.
And like I call bullshit, and if you want to pick up your hands, it's fine.
Yeah.
But like you know, Debo is allergic to like seafood and fish and nuts and all this stuff.
This, that, and the other.
And I looked up. He said to me, "I can't even eat sea salt." I'm like, "Dude, I just Googled it. There's no such thing." And he said he can't eat seaweed. I'm like, "No, there's proteins in fish and shellfish. That's what the allergy is from."
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, I thought I was like, I gotta fucking argue with it." So, but it just made it fucking difficult. Like, you know, I don't eat some fish or make some, you know, some scampies or whatever like we had the other night.
Actually, that shrimp scampi the other day was good.
Yeah.
I think it might be easier just to pick it up.
Yeah, probably. Just getting just right. Just go right between here and there.
Right at the joint, yeah.
It looks a little steamy. You might want to slow your roll. I don't know.
Yeah.
And they were all tempt. So I mean, sometimes you're like, oh my god, this doesn't look. I'm like, it's. I mean, I don't eat raw food. I eat raw food all the time.
There's certain food that you can eat raw. Chicken's not one of them.
Didn't you watch with me the best damn food I've ever made raw chicken, or were you busy on it? They were in Japan.
Yeah. Oh, that, yeah. I did kind of see that.
It was chicken sashimi.
Yeah, but generally speaking, chicken's just not one of those things that you eat raw.
Yeah. And like even sushi or sashimi.
Yeah.
Salmon is kind of one of the weird ones that people like to eat a lot.
Mm.
But you can't, anything that spends any time in fresh water, you cannot eat raw. I mean, you can, but you might die.
Yeah.
Be like Mr. Chow. But did you die? So usually salmon you'll find smoked, even though it looks raw. Right? You very lightly smoked, but it's even like if you do it like, and I've watched the catch clean and cook shows, you know, like offshore. If you pull it right out of the ocean, you're cutting up right there, you're fine.
Yeah.
But like if we're serving in restaurants, almost invariably it's got to be frozen first.
Yeah.
You know, they don't just do fresh. That's good.
It's very good. I would ask what you put in the seasoning, but you said it's just a mix of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it probably started out with salt, pepper, smoked paprika, thyme, Lord knows what else. And then when I was making other stuff I had left over, and you know, not throw it away. There's probably some brown sugar in there.
Yeah.
So it's easy to put chicken and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what's missing? I don't really eat that much. Carbs. You get a little carbs from the vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
That's a vitamin squeeze. Plus a lot of vitamin B, aka bacon.
Yeah, like with me, usually I don't really eat a lot of carbs unless I'm making like ramen or some sort of pasta.
Yeah. I mean, growing up, you know, we used to eat a lot more pasta, but I mean, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I can sit down, and I do all the time.
Yeah.
I can sit down and eat a whole pound ribeye. And, you know, some plated greens, and it's fine. If I had a fucking pound of pasta,
oh yeah,
I would be in a food coma. Call 911. You know, and that's what's funny. People make fun of like high-end gourmet restaurants. It's like you'll pay $50 and you'll be like something about the size of just that lemon on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you know, I mean, American people, a lot of them that go deep, they just want to stuff their face.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like even Olive Garden, like some of the, you know, old stuff. You know, younger, you know, like Applebee's, and you get this and like a pound of fries or God, what was the worst one? The Cheesecake Factory.
Mm.
Like you're staring at this. Like, is that for the whole family?
No, that's just one person.
That was one order. And then, you know, we finish that, and okay, I want a slice of cheesecake is about that big and about that tall.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how big this place was, but have you heard of Howie D's? I know there used to be a Howie D's, and it closed down years ago. It's basically a steakhouse, but they had a potato bar, and it was like how other places will do like a salad bar, and you can go up and get salad as much as you want.
You could put all the cheese. Oh, we forgot cheese, but I don't think this is so good without cheese.
But I would routinely, when I went there,
Yeah.
every time I went there, which was not that often to begin with, but every time I went there, I would routinely see the same person or people going up there, and they were bigger than I am now, and they'd only order the potato bar.
Yeah.
And they'd go up like 15 times and stack their plate like a fat person at a buffet.
Which basically what it was, right?
Yeah.
And like, there's the same thing at Fogo de Chao. So like, I think lunch is like $34. You ever been there?
No.
So they have, it's $35 for lunch and like 54 or something for dinner. And then they have, it's for everything. So it comes out of the back, all the, you know, they come out with the skewers, right, of all different kind of meats, and you tell them what you want. There's a little disc, green or red. You know, if it's green, they just go by. If it's red, you like that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there wasn't a lot more made to that. We did some like seafood stuff. Like we had two versions. One was like $50, one was $100, and it was like some, like all cold, like lobster tails and some shrimp.
Yeah.
Then there was always the stuff that there was meat skewer guys, and then there was a little bit of shit we did on the other side. So fried polenta, fried bananas, mashed potatoes, these weird little cheesy buns, and but all that stuff, and then up front is they call it the market table, and I mean you can do that. It used to be you could do it for lunch for $15, but you didn't get all the meats and everything else.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've got like smoked salmon and like not like romaine salads, but like salads and all that. You can eat all that stuff. But there was like, we had this group that would come all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure they one guy. And they're like little boats about this big, you know, like that deep with smashed potatoes. And dude, I think one night, why would you? All the meat to eat, all the stuff at the market table, and exotic cheeses, and I mean, I could have probably eaten $100 just to smoke salmon. Right? Yeah. And dude, I think one night, on top of everything else, he got like 12 or 15 of those boats.
Oh yeah.
And the server was just like, he was probably a good $3.50, $4 bills.
So he wasn't a professional eater.
He could put it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, like if it wouldn't be all proper and shit, you do like a boneless chicken thigh or like chicken breast or whatever. Growing up, like, you know, when you go to weddings and stuff, I would hate when you get shit like this. Because you're trying to fuck around with your knife and a fork and like, you know, I just want to pick this thing up and
yeah. Did you know in Georgia, I think it's Georgia, it's either Georgia or Kentucky, it is illegal to eat fried chicken with silverware.
Really?
Yeah?
No, I'm sure a lot of those quirky laws aren't really enforced.
Yeah.
I do not know if I've ever eaten, I don't think I can ever name a time I've ever eaten fried chicken without besides my hands.
Yeah.
Are we recording or no?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll tell you something later. Yeah, it's called. What's that prime? Prism.
Prism, yeah.
And it's just like, okay, like some places you might heard me talking to Kim, like, you know,
Yeah.
I've been to other places in the past. You would come like once a month. She's like, you come here once a week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Kim just went to one in Hugo.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know what to do with all this food. I'm like, I know, I don't like to waste food, so. And like, I can't get it in the freezer, so now I got all this fresh food that, you know, we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
We ate half a chicken already. There's like a couple pounds of steak in there, all good, like high-end steak.
Yeah.
Can do the pasta. I kind of want you to try it. I think I explained to you with the pasta with orchette with the anchovy, olive oil, garlic sauce.
Yeah, I think you explained that one to me.
Yeah. So, like I said, and as a special little pasta, it translates to little ears.
Yeah.
And yeah, you cook up the greens and you make that sauce, boil the pasta, you mix it all together.
Yeah.
And actually, I used to hate it. Like, the anchovies are really good. And then, you know, the sauce is basically just olive oil, garlic, red chilies, and you know, like a can of anchovies. They just melt eventually.
Yeah. Now, when I first started working at Papa John's, the one I worked at still did anchovies on the pizza.
Oh, I don't like that. My dad and my brother loved it.
I never liked anchovies on pizza as much, but people would get like maybe once a month. We'd get one order for anchovies, and we'd use half a tin of anchovies on it. So I'd always wind up just eating the other part of the tin. And
and like in my house growing up, Saturday night was pizza night.
Yeah.
Not always, but like that started to become a tradition for years.
yeah,
But my mom would make homemade dough, homemade pizza.
Yeah.
We'd throw it on we had a pizza store in the oven.
yeah,
And we'd make just one big family size. And we pretty much all wanted the same stuff.
yeah.
Except for my dad and my brother wanted anchovies. So I always made them cut very carefully. Because even if that little pizza cutter
Yeah,
touched that and got on the mind, like, eh.
yeah.
There's got to be a crime in some state that if you don't finish all your broccoli, you go to jail. I mean, all your bacon.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've heard like one of the rules in Arkansas is that you have to pronounce the state.
Arkansas?
You can't pronounce it Arkansas.
Okay.
I don't know if it's true,
Yeah.
but that reminds me of a video that I saw,
Yeah.
and it's Vine, so it's a few years old.
Yeah.
But it's this woman. She's got a map pulled up of the U.S.
Okay.
and she goes, and you can tell she's like Somali or some African country.
Yeah.
But she's like, I am confusion. Why is this one pronounced Kansas, but this one pronounced Arkansas?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So there's a couple, like, I hate taking those fucking quizzes, these games on Facebook,
Yeah.
you know? Because you always get the next, click.
Yeah.
And, I'm only good for almost all of them.
Yeah.
But a couple of the weirder little states, I think they're multiple choice. I usually get most of them, but usually I miss one or two.
Yeah.
About the capital state or capital
yeah.
of each state.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I'm correct, right? There's a Kansas City, Missouri, and there's a Kansas City, Kansas, and they're like
Yep.
almost next to each other, right?
Yeah, they're right next to each other. The only difference is
I'm like, I'm in Kansas City. Where are you? I'm in Kansas City. Well, no, we're supposed to meet here at 10.
yeah.
I'm right next to the bar, so am I. Well, which state are you in?
And that was
A state of confusion.
yeah. And that was actually one of the things of like those crime shows
Yeah. Like,
actually dealt with that, where they wound up sending it from like Kansas City, Missouri to an address in Kansas City, Kansas. And because it was over state lines, it was
out of jurisdiction.
no, it was a federal crime.
Oh, okay. Wow. I mean, I used to, before we had everything else, I used to watch a lot of like SVU and
Yeah.
CSI. And those.
Yeah.
And they're all pretty good. Most of them are pretty well written.
Yeah.
The one that was not well written was CSI Miami.
CSI Miami. Is that the one with that little short girl? The old short lady?
No, that's like LA, I think. No, but CSI Miami with David Caruso, a redhead. That was like the cool sunglasses thing.
Yeah.
But like, it was so fucking predictable.
Yeah.
They'd start out the show. Of course, everything went to trace.
Yeah.
They don't do that very often. And then they build up the story that they're suspecting this one person.
And it always had the same plot twist of it's not this person.
And then
it's
about
that
halfway through, it flipped this way. I'm like, dude, like I mean, okay, well, why, I'll just skip to the last half hour because this ain't the guy or the girl. Because here's what sometimes I don't do, which I should. So if you notice, I was cleaning as I went.
Yeah.
So like when you're done, pretty much you got a couple of plates with the pan, but I want to get things get cold.
Yeah.
So I can see how my spatial skills are. Pretty sure I can fit both these fuckers in.
You want to try and fit your meat into a small hole?
I think I can fit this. Now I'm cutting things off. Let me just give it a push. And then I know this won't be gross to you, but some people.
Yeah.
And this is where the big bucks come in. It's almost like, I don't know if you know what duck confit is. Basically, it's like you pour it and it's one fat.
Yeah.
And you let it sit for a couple days, and it just falls off the bones.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, this makes it really, really moisty.
Yeah.
I mean, why waste good chicken fat?
Yeah.
In fact,
Yeah, I mean, if I was able to actually, if I had like a way to use like the grease and the fat and everything in cooking, I would save it.
yeah. I strain mine a little bit,
Yeah.
but slightly used oil actually cooks better than fresh.
Yeah.
It's a fact. I don't remember what the whole scientific thing is.
Yeah, it's like the first couple times you use oil, it doesn't really work as well, and then it's works a little bit better, and then
See, look at that. See what I mean? This is the nice thing, right? There's another fucking meal right there.
yeah, or another 2 meals since it's 2 pieces.
Well, no, I mean, if it's you and me, then it's one meal.
Yeah.
And then this has got to be eaten. These are already pre-seasoned. These are 2 giant New York strips I bought. This is that.
Well, at least your meat's wrapped.
Yeah, of course. This is a T-bone or a New York and a filet mignon.
Yeah. If I'm still here
Yeah.
and I get hungry,
Yeah.
you said you're not really going to eat that meatloaf stuff, right?
Yeah, it's probably down. You'll find it. It's probably down to the back on the shelf. You'll find it. Just don't smell the leeches.
Okay.
I mean, I could put it out front. It's meatloaf and potatoes or something. I don't hate your stuff. So I'll get it out closer to front.
Yeah, if you leave it in there, I can find it.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
It's not like it's that big of an area to begin with. It's a fridge.
It's just gonna be like middle shelf towards the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other. I don't know how many spices and stuff you use. Do you use seasonings and spices?
Like
Like
adding
this-
on to what you did, or like when I
no,
cook?
like when you cook, like spice rack, or have a couple of little jars of things.
I usually wind up doing like a couple spices here and there, but I try not to do that much.
Where do you get them at?
Just wherever I can. Like I got lemon pepper in a grinder
Yeah.
from Trader Joe's. I've got like
It's always a good find on
cumin
sale.
or something from Target.
Yeah, I get all these at the co-op. The Wedge Co-op on like Lindell 22nd. I
Yeah.
buy them in bulk.
Yeah,
It's like 10 cents in the dollar.
yeah,
But I also had all the jars.
yeah.
You see that black thing?
And like me, I've got, because of the fact that I actually bought a bunch of the jars before.
Yeah, see.
I've already got them, the jars. I've got everything labeled.
Yeah.
I just need to get the stuff to put in them.
Yeah. You know, a lot of them are like different prices.
Yeah.
I gotta finish my little.
Yeah, like I've noticed white salt has a different price than like pink Himalayan salt.
Yeah, and like these things, these are the most expensive. But I was doing it for my body.
Yeah.
I think I told you, right?
Yeah?
One or the other, the Corella and Spirulina.
Yeah.
One's like $40 a pound, one's like 50.
Yeah.
And like black pepper, I think is like $18.99, but like in a little bag like this, it's like $1.
Yeah.
You know, you buy it at the store, it's like $5.99.
Yeah.
That's if you buy it in Iowa. But like even at Cub, they have like little
The
baggies.
Yeah.
There's two. There's like they have the Latino ones, but they're in my Cub in Uptown.
Yeah.
It's
The one right off a lake and whatever it is.
They can look over it. Yeah. Kind of where we were the other night.
Yeah.
But they have like big ones. They're like $2, and they're pretty good. It's a pretty good price.
Yeah.